Won the toss and will break.
And joining Willie in the commentary box, who else but Mr. Potblack himself, Ted Lowe.
Yes, thank you, Eamon. The 21st series of Potblack. It's coming of age and all dressed up in a new party frock. Terry is well aware that this young man is completely tied up with nerves. Anxiously wanting to get back to the table. Want to disturb those four, I think. The greatest snooker tournament in the world. The title that all snooker players dream of. And there's the young man who is dreaming to retain it.
Foul, John Parrott, 4.
The first points of the championship then. A foul from the Australian, Eddie Charlton. Nicknamed, of course, Steady Eddie. A tough opponent. You see the figure in between, just underneath the word frames, 19. That is the total of number of frames they play in this. Now that really puts Charlton in trouble. He's got to get out of the snooker, and of course he must not leave a red on for the former champion Ray Ribb. Great shot from Riddon, that. A relaxed and satisfied Riddon. The dying embers for Eddie Charlton, the Australian champion, as former champion Riordan steadily clears up the last 3 reds. And now
17.
For the remaining 6 colours, a lead of 72 points, with Charlton, in fact, yet to score. A great performance by Welshman Ray Riordan. Fred Davis, the old campaigner, 27 years senior to his opponent. He's just 7 points behind. A trifle unlucky, he wanted to leave that blue into the top pocket. Gone about 2 inches too far. 6 points in front. Davis requires 2 balls. Munns the 3. That almost permanent smile. Our audience literally electrified, glued to their seats. And he's played a double. And Riordan sits apparently relaxed, while Perry the question at the moment, will Riordan go 5 frames in front, or will Perry Munns reduce the lead to 3 frames? Our capacity audience once again thoroughly enjoying the World Championships here at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. Over the past 12 days, we've seen 7 sedentary breaks. The highest, of course, by John Spencer, a break of 138, which at the moment still claims the 500 pounds. Cue ball dangerously near the blue, but he can in fact get to the pink if he so wishes. But being a left-hander, he's going for the little fish. Redden lulling Mons into making a mistake. Relaxed, cool, just waiting for the world title. Now, what has he done here? Is this the mistake that Reardon has been waiting for? Mons has 42 points on the scoreboard. That red is Reardon's first. Two bright stars in the world of snooker, then. Well, when Jimmy White breaks off. World champion Alex Higgins requires a very big break to feature in Pot Black 83.
One.
It's the 20-year-old Londoner away first. Jimmy has one victory so far in Pot Black 83. He was defeated by Australian champion Eddie Charlton and then took victory over the pin-up boy Tony Knowles. And our audience there completely glued and spellbound with the play that's going on in this particular match. The blue will put him 1 point in front. Those two reds are rather close together, and I feel that the center one will not go into the top pocket. Now our camera this time taking you with the cue arm of Charlton as he gets out of that snooker and the mistake is made. This surely then is the chance that Canadian champion Cliff Thorburn has been waiting for 4 frames now. 8 points behind, he wants this frame to go forward into the 1978 semi-finals. A long and hard battle against the tenacious Eddie Charlton from Australia. Eddie now relaxed, realizing the mistake he's made. A great match then from our two stars from overseas. On your screen now, Canadian champion Cliff Thorburn. Sat quietly in the wings, as it were, Australian champion Eddie Charlton. Surely nerves have not crept in at this critical stage of this 49-frame final. 42-14. The dying moments now of the Embassy World Professional Snooker Championship for 1978. At the table, taking the last 4 balls, is former champion on 5 occasions, Welshman Ray Reardon. He's now just 2 points behind. Requires both pink and black. Jamie's dad, Drew, owns the Corner Pocket Club in Blantyre, the birthplace of David Livingstone. Not a lot of people know that. Yes, dicing with death there. A little bright smile on his face.
1.
And this, of course, John, exactly what the world champion requires is a nice, easy start to get the confidence going. There's an angle on this pink.
John Paddock, 21.
Not easy there to keep that cue ball in amongst the reds when he was on that angle. Steadily building up a nice lead in this first frame.
11.
A very confident start then
12.
by the defending world champion.
$22.
The shot made more difficult, of course, by having to use the rest. John just having a quick look at the scoreboard. There's only 51 points left on the table now, and he's 51 points ahead. This black band.
$58.
That's the situation, it would appear. The reigning champion has the second frame.
8. $11.
When things are going well in the game of snooker, the balls become pills, the pockets, buckets.
15. $20.
It looks so easy.
26.
Yes, I've often referred to that as the lonely seat. Amazing that the packed audience there have been in since 20 past 10 this morning. Thrilled, of course, with this match. But as you well know, John, the first match here at the Crucible in Sheffield, fairly well known that it's probably the toughest match that any of the stars have to play. John shouts to the audience. A single word. Help. That's the position facing him. He's on a colour. And nominated the yellow. I think he's looking for the yellow this time, John.
19.
He's gone too hard. That puts him 36 points ahead.
25. 26.
And in the meantime, the simple
16.
red left over the top pocket has allowed the world champion to step in,
17.
now 50 points ahead. And to break off, the young man who has achieved so much in just 12 months, making his third appearance in Pot Black. Dennis Taylor, runner-up in Pot Black on 2 occasions. That was way back in 1975 and 76. Known, of course, as a great starter in all his matches. Can he win this first frame? For Pot Black is 1 frame only. And this time a red has gone into bulk. That, of course, will upset the safety play. Our camera showing you the 1 red that's possible, but it's difficult. He's just had a look at the red, see if it'll pass that black into the top pocket.
Five.
Come a little close to it. Touch that in, and of course he's on the black. Not as he intended.
13. $14.
Trying to work out the next red.
$17.
Left himself a fine cut on this red. The pink will pass the reds into the top pocket. Now, I think with this red, he'll come back up for the black. Tried to split up the reds there. Looking at a possible plant. The two reds in line for the top pocket. Now, as you can see, young Molly O'Sullivan has 4 minutes and 13:12, coming down to 11 seconds to run out. The match itself still has 8 minutes and 20 seconds at the moment to run.
John obviously thinking of coming across the table just above the pink to rest against one of these two reds near this left-hand corner pocket.
Bow 4. Jimmy White.
Now is Jimmy going to try and bring the black into play here? Move the red to the left of the black.
Well, knocking the red beside the black in the previous shot hasn't helped matters. And immediately, whilst the opportunity is there, he's handled that very well. He's got himself out of trouble there. Oh, Jim taking the red whilst there's a black available, because that's what he needs. And he makes this look so easy, but the shots that he's playing, he's dicing with such very fine limits. He really is quite a character.
$54.
Well, the open red causes a little concern for safety play. And a nice little use of the centre pocket bump there, the knuckle of the pocket to lift him away.
11. 22.
And just look at the cue power that Jimmy has. He really overdid that, but with such ease. Beautiful cue action. And that little extra care he took on potting the black there did indicate that he was going into the pack. Well, again, he's looking for a possible plant there. He seems to have found one. Nicely through the bottom colours. Back for the black here. No, he's gone back for one of the lower colours. Probably intended the blue there.
We seem to have seen this pattern of play in quite a number of the frames that have gone in the past. Perry building up a nice lead with a few small breaks, but losing out all the time on his position. And the danger, of course, is once Ray gets in, he's likely to clear the table and win the frame. We've seen this happen numerous times throughout this match.
Of course, as we see the screens, Ted, even though the master clock is going down a second at the time, each player's score is going down half a second.
Yeah.
So the second is being split between them. So virtually every 2 seconds they lose a second each. That's what's happening at the moment. And of course the master clock is 1 every second.
It was the brown in the previous frame that cost that particular frame for Jamie Burnett. He missed a fairly easy brown that he normally would get.
13.
Great attempt there from John Parrott in potting that red. Tried to disturb the one near the right-hand side of the table. Still a loose red to the left-hand side of the cluster behind the pink. Or he may elect to go into that cluster. Now just playing for the one loose one. In actual fact, in potting
12.
this, he's going to cannon into some more reds. Well, no guarantee with position.
The difference is 65. In theory, there's 67 still on, but not with the black there.
Alex, hasn't been a very happy pot black for you.
No, it's one game situation. The balls didn't particularly run well for me. I didn't particularly play well, but there again, that's the way the game goes. Well, it's just in regards to television time. You have to make a 25-minute program, and there's a lot of things you can't get in, and sometimes they're got into quickly. Some of the frames that have been finishing like in 13 and 14 minutes and what have you. And that can always happen when you get someone like Jimmy playing, and myself when I hit them properly. And, well, it's just a funny game.
And as the table comes up before us, Jimmy, I'd like to talk with you through this particular magnificent break of yours. 73, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, 73, yes. Left me in with a chance. Just done the brown in here for the red. The black doesn't go in the middle pocket, the blue's stopping it, so I play on the black in this pocket.
Now, you've got nice position here, Jimmy, didn't you? Using the pack to stay for the red.
Yeah. I'm thinking in my mind, to qualify, I need a big score, you know? So that's why I'm trying to clear up more or less in my mind.
21.
Yeah, I just drop the black in here for the outside red, and it opens the other 3 reds up.
You're still in perfect position, Jimmy, aren't you, here?
Yes. You know, a professional should win the game from here anyway. You know, the balls are nicely opened. By potting this red, it opens the other 3 reds up.
What are you thinking here for position with this black?
Well, I'm playing between the 3 reds and the pink, but I hit it too soft, you know.
Just a little too soft there. You wanted that red into the middle.
Yeah, about 2 inches more. But I dragged this in and perfect on the blue. But if I roll it in, which is easier to pot it, if I miss it, I'll leave Alex with 4 reds on, you know. So I've had to play it the hard way and screw it back about an inch or so. And then, but it went in, it was quite tight.
It was a very good shot, actually, Jimmy.
Yeah, cheers, Tim. No, I just clapped this in with side and it kisses all the reds lovely.
That was perfect, wasn't it?
Yes.
You must have been very happy, and I suppose you're now thinking that you've got the lot.
51.
Yeah.
That break of 87 looming up in your mind?
Yeah, not really,
52?
because I needed about 100 points to qualify, you know. So I've, yeah, I did think of it, you know, 100 break here. The balls are nice, aren't they? I just dropped this red
59.
in here, missed the other red, and get on the pink.
There was one shot, I think, that's really stood out in my mind, and that was when it was 12-8, Eddie made a 24 break, and then I was on, I think, around 40. And I potted the black into the corner pocket, screwed back into 4 reds, and the cue ball just glanced off the reds, came back onto the side cushion. And that's where I made my most important mistake, was because I thought, oh, well, let's have a go at it. Now, the shot was that I had a half ball red tight on the cushion, going into 4 reds, and really not knowing where the cue ball was going. And, of course, I missed the pot, and instead of playing him safe, leaving him in a tough position, I just left him 4 or 5 open reds, and to me, that was the whole match because I made a couple of silly mistakes, and then, of course, when I got to 12-10, I'm thinking, well, where's Willie sitting, you know? And
Willie Thornton,
yeah.
who Charlton had done the same too.
That's right. I mean, I felt bad for him, but it was like a little bit worse, of course, when I lost myself. So.
Well, I think it's my fault. I pulled a hamstring in practice yesterday, and I was going to take some steroids, but they're on a banned list, so I couldn't.
Well, you really did have to sprint around, not taking it away from you, but you played very well. Welcome to the senior ranks, in TV terms anyway. What did it feel like?
Yeah, well, it was great playing on telly, especially against someone like Steve Davis, you know, me idol, really.
Honestly, when I came here yesterday morning at 11 o'clock when Eddie thrashed me 6-1, I felt fantastic. I did, honestly, I felt super. I felt fit as a flea. And what happened? He did me 6-1. Couldn't complain against that. He played super snooker. So last night, about 8 double gin and tonics. In bed at 3 o'clock this morning. Tired today. Played marvelous.